Hello, and welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kate, the Swiftie.
And I'm Johnny Cash. You're not so Swift Sam for the day.
Are you dressed so you could be like a cowboy, like Johnny Cash?
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to bring the blue hat back into favor. It's always white hats or black hats. Let's go blue hat.
All black and a blue hat.
All black and a blue hat.
Sounds like a Taylor Swift song.
Does it?
No, but we're doing Cowboy Like Me, so, I mean, I feel like you kind of cosplayed.
A little bit. I don't really have the boots that I've been wearing for 3 days, so they fit forever, but...
So your boots aren't made for walking?
No, my boots are made for shoveling.
Well, that happens. There's a lot of Taylor information to shovel through today.
Breaking news in the world of Taylor Swift.
There is actually breaking news.
What's going on?
So, I haven't watched it yet, but the new episode of The Handmaid's Tale came out today.
Mm-hmm.
And a familiar song was in there.
Shake it off.
Yeah. In the middle of the rebellion scene, they played Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do. Taylor's version, of course.
Okay. A rebellion, like a big on, like, march in the street and then chaos erupts type of rebellion? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can see all the jump cuts of, like, a trailer or a trash can getting thrown through a window. Ooh, look what you made me do.
The Swifties are like, Taylor's not just releasing Reputation Taylor's version. She's making a statement. And we're like, well, this comes on the heels of Donald Trump talking about Taylor again.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, have you noticed since I won, Taylor's no longer hot? And then Fox News, of all outlets, asked Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, about that. And she's like, like popular, like not like how her appearance, like what's happening in her life. And so she's like, oh yeah, God forbid she gets off the largest grossing tour in history.
I had the best Eras tour ever. The era of all eras. I was there. Taylor did it first, but I did it better. I was in all the countries, Vatican City, outside of Vatican City, whatever that was, all of the countries. Taylor's never done this. Taylor's never performed in the ocean. She won't do it. She's a little afraid. I have the water weight to be buoyant.
Something like that, yes.
Breaking news, Taylor's not hot. Only 98.7 degrees. I always run 101.3. 98 degrees, big band.
Okay.
Back in the day.
We
Kate, you created a monster.
Nick Lachey, everyone. Nick
anyway,
Lachey.
Okay. So
married Jessica.
It's okay. I'm done. I pinky promise I'm done.
I mean, you had me for a while. I was like, all right. But, now that we're going into Jessica Simpson, the turn this was about to take was getting a little
You're
concerned.
like, one term, yes, 2 terms, not so much. Okay. Would not reelect.
So I just thought it was pretty funny that, like, Trump comes out, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, and it's like, oh, Taylor, not hot anymore. The Handmaid's Tale, which, could fit in some cases, uses Taylor's Look What You Made Me Do.
Mm-hmm.
And then today they're like, well, it's not her appearance he's talking about. And then it was Fox News just really added onto that Sunday for me. But Taylor's, Taylor, she's unbothered. She's doing her thing.
This might be old news, but I saw what's his redheaded face
Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran released a bunch of his photos from his old phone that he found. And one of them was like her at like the pizza shop being like holding up the slice of pizza downwards and stuff. And it was like such a cool little timepiece of like all these little photos he's done of different, like, we're backstage getting ready to go, or we're just hanging out and doing goofy stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing those.
Well, so he actually stopped using a phone. You can only reach him via email on his iPad.
Yeah. And everyone's like, you're a crazy person.
But he was in a lawsuit about copywriting of a song and all of that. So he had to take his phone out, turn it on. He's like, I found all these pictures I forgot about. Here you go. And we're all like, these are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Where have these been?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's really
stuff.
cool. It's funny to think about how, like, I dug back through my pictures today.
Yeah?
For my personal Instagram post. I'll probably post one on the Swift Talk.
Cool.
But 2 years ago today, do you know what I was doing? I mean, Sam does, but Jason?
No, not so much.
I was thriving in a monsoon. 2 years ago today, I was at the rainiest rain show that ever rained.
I'm only saying nothing because what I was going to say was an impersonation of somebody saying that they had the rainiest.
Yes, I
rain that
know.
ever
And I'm
rained.
really proud of your self-restraint on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yes, she will stay. But Taylor has been on TikTok.
Yeah?
Not posting, but lurking. Which is good. Like, we're starting to see her. She's making moves.
How do you know? Yeah.
How do you see someone lurking?
Because you can see when they like something, and she liked to post.
What did she like?
She liked Kobe Bryant's daughter, Natalia. She graduated from USC this week, and she used a Taylor Swift song. Nothing new. Which a lot of graduates are using right now, and it's how to everything at 18, but nothing at 22. And it was really sweet. And Taylor's always had a great relationship with the Bryant family, so
That's fair.
it was a really nice gesture. But Taylor's only seen when Taylor wants to be seen. So we saw her at brunch. We saw her now like this post, which is lovely. And, the AMAs are Monday. Guys, we could have a watch party.
I have a watch on. It's an Apple.
Yeah, we can watch it together.
I think I'm busy that day.
Yeah, we don't even know if she's going, but she might.
She's going to have her invisibility cloak.
Taylor goes where she wants to go when she wants to go. We love that for her.
Mm-hmm.
But the thought process is that she might announce something. The other thought process is she isn't going to go, but she does love the VMA, or the AM, not the VMAs.
She likes alcohol.
She likes an award show.
She likes an award show drink.
Yeah. New old fashions at
Yeah, just from the first old fashioned. She was. But AMCs?
AMAs.
AMAs.
Ask me anything.
I still have vacation brain. I'm like, huh? What?
You're good.
She's but she could be there. She could not be there. We don't really know.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Who could say?
Who's to say?
But we'll find out for next week,
Mm-hmm.
even though you won't watch it with me.
We'll be there in spirit, and she'll be in spirits.
She'll be where she wants to be. She was not at the Mahomes Foundation fundraiser this past week, but Travis was.
Mm-hmm.
And she did donate a signed Tortured Poets guitar, which Travis put a bid in. And they flash it up on the screen. Travis looks at it and he was like, oh, I already have that one. I'll let somebody else win this. They're so cute.
Not only do they probably truly already have one of those,
I'm sure.
they also have the possibility to, at any moment of any day, have one of those.
He's like, wait, no, I have that one. I don't need that one.
Little does he know, Taylor donated the one he thought he had.
Yeah.
And that was the one. He
Yeah.
could have bought his own guitar.
Taylor's like, oh, you used to have that one, honey. But
Honey, you don't play it anymore.
no, we're just making room for new things. She's like, oh, God, he noticed. And then to just close the loop on our Taylor news, we have more developments in the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni trial.
Interesting.
This one's a wild ride. So apparently, Justin Baldoni's legal team had somebody reach out to them saying that Blake had threatened Taylor that if Taylor didn't come out and support Blake, that Blake would release all their personal, private text messages. And then there's another school of thought that was if Taylor didn't delete certain text messages, because we knew Taylor was going to get subpoenaed, that Blake would release other text messages that Taylor doesn't want released. And Blake's team was livid when Justin Baldoni's lawyer wrote it up and wanted to introduce it into evidence. And the judge read it and said, absolutely not. It's stricken from the record. This is clickbait. This is no. You haven't shown me any actual proof. We're not doing this. And then just yesterday, Blake's team filed for damages because of it. So it's getting ugly. Getting uglier.
Yeah. It's ugly adjacent.
Yeah. And look, I tend to believe Blake on this one. I know I'm a minority here. It is weird to me that Taylor hasn't been seen with Blake since any of this started.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very strange. Something's up, but I don't know.
no one wants to say when someone is saying I'm being victimized
Right.
that person isn't a victim.
Right.
You want to believe people. And like if you just look at just straight up boilerplate facts in America, guilty until proven innocent? No, it's innocent until proven guilty. So you want to believe people when they say this is an issue, this is a problem. The psychology behind most things, however, and it's not like 100% accurate, but like usually the loudest person about it's someone else's fault can kind of tend to be the person who's actually at fault. It's not my problem, it's their problem. They did it. They're doing these things. It's this, that, I did nothing. And like sometimes that's not true. Sometimes it is the other person. Sometimes that person's being loud because they finally found their voice and they have their backbone. They're ready to go to war about it. And then sometimes you're like, I think it's because you're putting on the show and you need the attention, want the attention, I'm giving just basic, like not actual insight into anything going on here. I couldn't tell you if Blake is a good person or a bad person. I couldn't tell you if Jason's a good person or a bad person.
Justin.
I really couldn't tell you if Taylor is a good person or a bad person.
I could. That I can answer.
Sure. Because you have way more insight on this stuff. I do not. And I can happily admit that I am simultaneously ignorant and uninformed.
And giddy about it.
Yeah, because I know who I am. But I guess the big thing is at the end of the day, whatever happens, the more public you make everything that's adjacent to it, not even the actual crux of what's going on, but just everything that's orbiting it, it's just going to make everybody look a little bit less than who they are right now.
I just don't see a win. Like, it's going to get uglier before it ends. I don't see what you get from this. I don't understand I don't know. I didn't experience any part of this, so, I can understand where Blake feels that she was mistreated and she wants to use her voice and her celebrity to make sure this doesn't happen and bring attention to it, and that's great. But she's going to take a real beating. And so is he. And like, I guess what we've learned from this is just be a good person and don't be a jackass and treat others with respect, and you won't find yourself in this situation.
Sure. Like,
hopefully.
definitely stick up for yourself if something bad's happening, but also...
I don't want to victim shame her or be like, oh, it's not worth coming forward, because that's not how I feel. But I also feel that she is set up to just continue to be a punching bag.
You're pretty much making Taylor Swift a forced character witness. You're either begging them to take the stand or you're blackmailing them to take the stand and also blackmailing to omit certain things before they take the stand.
And we don't know. We don't believe that's true. It's been stricken from the record. Like, I have a hard time believing Taylor's camp would in any way, shape, or form leak that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's the unofficial, official stuff. It's that big gray area.
But it's also just like, if this is where the other side is going, it tends to make me believe that they definitely put the smear campaign out against Blake. There definitely was things that were improper. And like, the more things trickle out, you're like, no, I think Blake is right in her feelings about this, but I think...
Are the facts right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Justify your feelings, sure, but facts... Facts are facts are facts.
Well, on that note, songs are songs are songs.
Songs are songs. Today we are listening to Songs Are Songs Are Songs off of the... No? We're not?
No,
okay.
We don't have that song yet. But we are, this song is packed full of surprises.
What are we doing today?
Oh, we're doing Cowboy Like Me.
Cowboy Like Me.
Cowboy Like Me. Off Evermore.
In that cottage.
There's a surprise background vocal coming.
A surprise background vocal.
There's one of my favorite Taylor Swift lyrics. And it's like a 40% chance you don't hate it.
Good odds.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll get along through this.
All right.
So we're gonna hit pause. You hit pause, and we're listening to
Cowboy Like Me.
Off Evermore. We'll be right back. Well, Sam, are you a cowboy like her?
Not wearing those boots.
Not made for walking.
This feels like it was recorded at a barn wedding. It has that oaky tumbra. It's got a sound of being like, this is like fill up the barn hall, we're dancing. And it's a weird slow dance, but it's a good slow dance. It also makes me feel like she was watching Robert Redford in The Sting, and it's like the con man falling for a con and being like, I'm probably going to get played right now, but I'm down to see what happens.
It's possible she was watching that.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's like two cons meet each other and are dancing and being like, okay, who's screwing over who? Because I will if you will, but I also won't if you won't. It's like a standoff of love. It's interesting.
It doesn't feel like it would fit on one of her albums either.
It really doesn't. It doesn't feel like The Cottage, and it definitely doesn't feel like Debut to Red, any of that country. It's almost like the actual like real outlaw country that she kind of tried for a couple times. It's got a cool vibe to it.
I mean, if it's going to land in an era, it would definitely be the cottagecore era. Because it's very much of that, like, painting a picture of, like, her words paint this picture. You see it. You see them kind of dancing around each other at this event. You see the push and pull. You see the con. You see the quiet resignation that this is what's happening to them. And then I think it starts to make you wonder, like, who's actually conning who here? Are they conning themselves? Are they conning each other?
It also kind of... I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's the soundtrack era, Kait.
Yep. It does have this... It has a great soundtrack feel to it.
Yep.
It also feels like it's a chorus leading to a chorus leading into a chorus and then going back to a chorus that goes out of the chorus, goes out of the chorus. It doesn't have the typical verse-chorus vibe. It does not have that real bridge feel that she goes for a lot. It really feels like it's... I wrote 3 choruses. I love them all. How can I make these all work together? Which isn't I'm not saying that to knock any of it. I'm saying like that's what's resonating with me in this moment. But it just has that like... I feel like the production value on this was money well spent.
Yeah, I mean, it's an Aaron Dessner, which you tend to like better. But did you catch those the background vocals?
It wasn't Idris Elba.
Do you know who it was?
Jonah Hill.
No. Marcus Mumford.
Oh, a Mumphy boy. Okay. What?
Uncredited background vocals. Marcus Mumford.
Okay, here's where I'm going to say something that you can be like, easily that's a diss. I'm not trying to make it this. I think I'm more used to hearing him scream singing.
Yes.
Belting.
Yes.
And this is more like the slow and steady, dropping it down, going on octave low. I suppose it's not that.
They're experimenting.
Oh, we're experimenting. Well, I haven't done an album for a while, so let me try something different.
Yeah, Tay, I'll give you some background. No need to put my name on it.
But that's the great stuff right there.
Yeah.
Doing something just to do it, I don't need any credit. You don't got to tell anybody, let them figure it out.
I like to think that The Cottage is where she really got to explore. And she was like, whatever, like, I'm going to release it. You can like it. You can hate it. Like, I've already been canceled once. Okay.
But it's also...
Y'all hated Lover. Okay.
It's also the first time that she's like, yeah, I'll just experiment. And then she follows it up with another, like, you like that? Now that's what I call more Cottage, Volume 2. Even more experimentation.
And then we're like, where's Volume 3?
Too late. Clock struck midnight.
I'm a Woodvale conspiracy theorist still.
Woodvale?
Yes.
Which is going to be the third part of the Cottage of the lore.
The trilogy. I'm also a karma truther, so, you know. Get me the tinfoil hat. I'll wear it proudly.
I have no hate for this song. It's also not a bless my heart. Like, bless your heart. Trying to be polite about it. It's cool.
I love this song.
It's not my cuppa, but I do enjoy that brand. It's like I do tea. This is maybe not the tea for me, but I do tea.
I like the lyrics quite a bit. I find that this is some of her like stronger writing, especially in The Cottage. Dancing is a dangerous game. I have some tricks up my sleeve. It takes one to know one. And then Forever is the Sweetest Con, I think is my favorite lyric.
Forever is the Sweetest Con.
Yeah. It's just one of those ones that just punches. Like, you get it.
Well, yeah, it's the, whatever promise will last indefinitely. Indefinite's a lot shorter than you think.
Well, because they're looking at each other and they both know. They know that, like, they use love as a currency. That's how they get what they need. That's how they figure out what they're going to get away with, how they're going to move forward. And now they're locked in this, and neither one of them can really give the other one anything but love. And so now their currency is the only...
Or at least the love that they're used to giving.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that cowboys are really into punk rock, because this is feeling very Sex Pistols right now.
That's
the imagery we're going
it's
to.
also a little emo.
Yep. Very emo.
She writes sins, not tragedies.
Jeez.
Come on,
Okay,
that fit really well for this song.
Easy. This isn't really bar mitzvah at the barn raising as opposed to Panic at the Disco. Like, this is... it's... Okay. You know what, Kate? Lean into that.
Uh-oh.
Lean into
Did
this.
I just open a can of...
Lean
a jar
into
of something I don't want?
your scene girl vibes on this one. Go emo.
Okay, let's, like... I have to be honest.
What is your streetlight manifesto on this?
I was never an emo girl.
You know what? I don't think any of us in this room were.
No. All my friends are like, oh my gosh, this song and that song and emo. And I was like, yeah, nope, not me. I was an LFO summer girl. I was a boy band girl. I missed the emo thing, which is fine. But I think this song, for me, is just really interesting because it's a love story without a happy ending, which you don't often get from Taylor. Mm-hmm. It's a love story without a dramatic ending, which you
definitely don't get
from Taylor. Like, it's very unfinished and very...
Which is, like, the cool thing about it.
That's why I like it so much. Like, you kind of can... You choose your own adventure of where you see these characters going, which is generally how I hate an ending of a book. But I'm really here for the ending of the song.
Well, yeah. When you've given all of the details and you've removed all of the mystery, mm-hmm. That's where people argue about, like, well, I think actually you can interpret this and that, blah, 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 blah. Leaving it open-ended, leaving it be, it's the ending of The Graduate, and they're on the bus, mm-hmm. and they've done the dramatic thing, and now they're just kind of settled, and you watch, like, the excitement leave their faces, and they're just kind of, like, staring forward as people are looking back, feeling awkward and vulnerable, and you don't know what's going to happen. You just broke up a wedding. Are you two going to be happy ever after? Are you two going to get married? Are you going to get off at the next stop on the bus route? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And letting it be known that, like, yeah, forever is kind of that con. The unconditional love imagery can definitely be weaponized and used as the con. Mm-hmm. But writing something that is so, like, let's make problematic behavior be given the most realism in this context.
I mean, I like to call this an emotional nomad.
An emotional nomad?
An emotional nomad, you know?
Emo-mad?
But just like, we have feelings, but we're not really staying put, is how she's framing this. Like, you have your cons, I have my cons. We make people fall in love, and then we just kind of...
Oh, so she was watching Girls Season 3 when this was happening, and Adam Driver is dating the girl. And
who wasn't watching Girls Season?
In 2020?
She is friends with Lena Dunham.
It feels, it's like whatever inspired her to do this, it is like, it's anchored in reality. And it's that I'm swept up that a kiss or saying your name could be so beautiful as this mythic Narnia, as this thing that, like, could exist but maybe doesn't, but only few people have seen.
Cowboy Like Me foreshadows Maddie Healy to me.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that thought.
No, but, like, think about it. Like, go down this rabbit hole with me. Maddie, emotional nomad, like, volatile, has tricks up his sleeves, doing his thing. Taylor, doing her thing, knowing what we know now, probably also an emotional nomad, not really sure how to connect, not really sure how to let people in, not really sure how to do it other than relationships being currency. Like, they end up together. It blows up. And she really was, like, we've learned from Tortured Poets, being like, I'm never going to love again. This was awful. what happened to me? And like, you get the more of the like tumultuous stuff, but Maddie walked away like, whatever. Like, I think you see where Taylor became part of the con with Maddie Healy. Like, this was kind of this dishy, like the guy that she couldn't have, and she was the girl he couldn't have, and they came together.
Okay. I'll see your emotional nomad,
Okay.
and I'll raise you problematic rich kid on a gap. On a gap year, on a gap trip, on something. Because here's the thing, and this is why I do appreciate the idea of the emotional nomad, but in my mind at least, the nomad who never truly establishes where they're going to stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's I will live here and then I'm going to travel, and I'll live here, I'm going to travel.
Mm-hmm.
They pick everything up with them and they take it with them.
Mm-hmm.
The problematic rich kid on a gap will put things down and be like, and now they're yours, goodbye. And they'll go to the next spot and do something. So in this case, let's say that the tent structure, the poles, the
Mm-hmm.
sack filled with goods and whatever, are everything that you bring to the table in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional baggage, your own tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
going into a situation and blowing it up, and then leaving that as it is now, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to how it was when you found it, is less nomadic and more of the... And I'm not saying that Taylor's an emotional nomad in this situation. And I'm not saying that she's the problematic child in this situation. But I will say that the idea and the imagery of being like, and now it's here, and because this is the story of the skeletons in the closet and the old ladies who say your name and the guys who I swindled into love who thought I was really love with them or whatever. It's kind of like two people finding each other, and then you leave it open-ended because who's left with the bag? Who's left with the empty bag full of paper that they thought was the $100 bills?
Mm-hmm.
And who's on a boat somewhere? Who's living at the end of, not Cruel Intentions, what was that? The weird, the girls in high school that swindle and like they get a big con going on and then they're at the end on the boat. It's like one of the girls from Scream, Nev Campbell.
Wild Things?
Wild Things. It's like that of being like, and now you realize that the con has gone on longer than you thought it had been.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really interesting to see a Taylor. I like the cottagecore eras because you see flawed heroines.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
sure, it's great.
The Taylor in this song, not a good person.
Not the worst person
Not a
either.
Terrible person, but like, questionable.
It's like on a tarot card or something, like an image of two people holding each other in an embrace and both of them having a dagger behind their back. It's kind of Macbethy.
It's kind of Macbethy.
Which is like that. It's like that's the stuff that's interesting about this song of being like, who will they fall in love? Will one of them kill the other? Will they both kill each other and find out they've been in love the whole time? Like that's the cool stuff, and leaving it open ended.
Yeah.
You don't really get to know. I mean, theories.
I mean, she ends it with, "I'm never gonna love again."
Right.
Like, does that mean I'm never gonna love anyone else again? I'm never gonna love.
Have I found someone that nobody afterwards is going to compare?
Right.
Am I going to die? Have I realized that love doesn't exist? Like, what does that mean?
What's going on here, Taylor? I really do think, like, as you dissect some of these cottagecore songs, you really see her grappling with, like, is love a societal constraint? Like, is this true? Like, is this something, like, because she was so deeply unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, love was a currency, it seems, in her relationship with Joe. When he was happy, she got love. When he was not, she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you watch that, really, that story continue to unfold through Midnights, and then we're watching it end
Mm-hmm.
in Tortured Poets. And I think that's why the songs about Joe are as emotionally wild
Mm-hmm.
as the songs about Joe. The songs about Joe aren't as emotionally wild as the songs about Maddie. Like, So Long London is a great song that, like, she's like, we're done, like, but it's resigned and it's understood. And then you've got I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and Down Bad and, Guilty as Sin and all these other songs. You're like, oh, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Taylor. And so it's really interesting, like a song like Cowboy Like Me, where like love is very defined as currency, then that cracks open.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, there's a Taylor Swift era for everybody. But now you can just follow the little threads through the eras.
Well,
Just dive in head first, fearless.
if your goal is to destroy this sweater, pull this thread as you walk away.
Well, it's, a lot of threads make up a cardigan.
Each and every week, we would typically roll the Jillian Petruzziello, how are you and your fellow die? Unfortunately, we are getting to that point in our lives and careers and catalog that there's no need to keep rolling.
We've rolled. So we get to do a soundtrack song again.
Which soundtrack are we doing, Kate? Sorry, loser.
50 Shades Free? 50 Shades of Grey sequel song.
Great.
I Don't Want to Live Forever.
Is Kim Basinger on this one?
It was Kim Basinger in it.
I think she's in the sequels. Ooh.
Guess we'll have to do some homework.
We have fun with that. I'll be putting my name on the assignment only.
The group project strikes again.
All right, so we're doing a 50 Shades movie soundtrack song.
With Zayn from One Direction.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. This was a scandalous song for Taylor at the time. Came out around the Reputation era.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll know a little bit more about when the Taylor's version, Reputation, comes out, because we'll get to catch up on the AMAs.
AMAs, the Ask Me Anythings. The AMC AMAs brought to you by VMAs. Courtesy
There's just
of
so
BBC.
many abbreviations and blonde. I
Paul.
don't know. Huh?
Paul.
McCartney. There's another one, though, I can't get right.
We'll leave that one later.
We'll work on that. Taylor just has to put his name in a song. Yeah, I sing London Boy. That's how I get there.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, Taylor. You make me look less out of touch.
And I'm out of time. But you're out of my head.
If you haven't already, make sure you follow, subscribe, rate, review. We posted a clip on our socials this week. I know.
Is that an Easter egg?
No, it's a Jason was going to murder me if I didn't get around to it.
Nice. Good job, Jay.
Mm-hmm. I got one in
There you go.
last night before we got here. So he woke up to it. It's like a little gift. So, make sure to comment. TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know why I'm wrong. Let us know why Kate's right. Let us know what your favorite fan theory is right now. Don't worry about the Blake stuff. We don't need to hear about that. But if you have strong opinions, good for you. And let us know if you think that Reputation's coming out. Let us know if you think that she's going to be drinking Old Fashions or Cosmos or Martinis at the AMAs.
Is it Reputation Taylor's version? Is it Debut Taylor's version? Is it Taylor Swift 12? Is it Eras Tour Extended with Tortured Poets?
Is it Reputation, where she hodgepodges both of those songs together into each one? Mashes it up.
Is Karma real?
Is it a box set?
Is it a documentary? There are so many things it could be, and I will be happy with anything. Anything. I don't need all. I don't need to. I just something.
Something. Anything.
Just something. An Eras Tour documentary would be great, because then we can go on a field trip.
Thank you all for watching and listening. Thank you for listening and watching.
We'll be back next week. I'm Kait the Swiftie.
And I'm Not So Swift Sam.
Thanks for watching the Swift Talk.